do not see the Emoji Movie. Don't do it.
Not even ironically.
No, just don't do it. Do not take your children. Do not go see it to laugh at it. No, do not let it have money. It's already making too much.
It's not good.
It's sitting at 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't reward them for their garbage. If you're going to give Sony money, go see Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Reward them for good movies. Don't reward them for bad movies. Okay? This has been your Pony 411 PSA.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to ponies now. Yes, welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 190 for the week of July 30th, 2017. I am your host, Nemesis, and joining me, as always, is Alca7raz.
You gotta enunciate every single word, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely. We are. Okay, so, this week's a little different.
A little different.
For one, we're not doing a new episodes because they're not out yet.
There is no new episode for us to talk about. Well,
right.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll get to that next time. But yes, this episode, it's of course, we're almost there though. We do have an old episode we're going to talk about. We'll get to that in a little bit. We do have actually a lot of news, surprisingly, for 1 week. A lot of stuff just popped up. That threw me for a loop. And we got a little special interview at the end with a convention. You probably should check that out.
You should probably stick around for that.
Mm-hmm. So, probably should go ahead and get started, right?
As we always do.
With the news. If you want to follow along with the news, go to pony411.libsyn.com/shownotes. It's spelled LIBSYN. So, conventions. Another HasCon MLP exclusive has been revealed, and it's a box. Okay, it does have stuff in it, though. Let's see.
Do you have to build the box yourself?
No. This is not Mighty Number 9. Let's see what's in there. It's a kid's t-shirt, so most of you won't be able to wear that. Random Pony Friends figure, a Sea Pony plush inspired by the new movie, a set of MLP Stack'ems figurines, a pen and journal, and a set of mini coloring books and stickers, a tumbler, not that kind, and even a new book from the movie called Friends and Foes. It's for $20, and yeah, you actually get a bit, but some of us won't be able to use some of it. Like the t-shirt. If you have children, though, you're good.
In the child's t-shirt.
Oh, you're a small person. Again, that thing.
Yes.
But yes, they're also still going to have the D&D dice and stuff, and for me personally, Transformers. But
yes, but you have to hope it shows up elsewhere after the convention.
Because
like
the Hasbro Toy Shop?
They
almost always have everything. You just have to be there and ready to go. Certain things will go faster than others. I just suspect this box will be relatively unpopular. I'm not sure about the dice, though.
Yeah, that might be pretty popular.
But the box probably won't be super popular, so you might be able to get that, snag that real quick. But I have to go for those Transformers because I need that battery pack. Because I want one, actually. I need one for my phone. And it turns into Optimus Prime. Why not, right?
Why not?
Anyway, moving on from stuff. Equestria LA has announced Nicole Duboc.
I don't know how to pronounce that name still.
We're going to stumble this until it's like, okay, how do we pronounce your name? We'll be attending there, and they are Choose Your Adventure events will also be a thing. That's a, let's see. Those are... Let's see, Puppy and Cupcake Party with Andrea Libman, Escape Room with Chiara Zani, and Audition Technique Class with Vincent Tong.
I like how their announcement art emulates
Choose Your Own Adventure.
Choose Your Own Adventure, but kind of like that fic from last week.
I know, right?
Yeah, kind of convenient timing there.
Exactly. Personally, I would go with the Cupcake Party because cupcakes, but I like cupcakes.
Not those cupcakes.
I like cupcakes. And puppies.
Yes, cupcakes and puppies.
And Andrea Libman.
And sunshine and rainbows.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, in fandom news, Sunrise of Exoria, a fan-made MOBA, if you remember, is entering closed beta, and signups are available for it. At least I think they are. Their forum is only open if you register it, so I don't know if they're actually still open or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're interested in the MOBA, you can go check that out. If you already were in the alpha, you're already in, so you're good on that. And the Sweetie Bot project continues. They have showed off some of the, I guess, the body.
Yeah,
And they'll also announce some of their convention stops they're going to be making as well. And some of the, let's see, Proto 2, open source. So if you want to make your own four-legged robot.
Yeah, they're looking like they're going to release stuff. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, they're going to be at Czechquestria. And apparently going to hope to have it finished by Dirtfest in November. So there you go if you're interested in Sweetie Bot.
I don't know, why wouldn't you be? It's your own little robot.
Another pony run thing is happening, this time in Mexico City, apparently.
Yeah, like the friendship run or whatnot.
Yep, another one of those.
It's one of those official one, isn't it?
Yes, the official one.
Yeah.
It's in Mexico this time instead of, Singapore or Thailand, I think?
I can't remember where it was.
Yeah, one of those two. But it's over in, I know it's the Southeast Asia, I don't remember that. And merchandise news, though. Sea Pony babies and some of the Sea Pony brushables are now available on Amazon to buy.
Yay! Go buy some sea ponies. Shooby-doo.
Yes, shooby-doos. Several movie books in a 2018 calendar have also been listed on Amazon. Like, I think 11 books. Or
Yeah,
11 if you include the calendar.
Yeah. It's a lot of them all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Most of them are stuff I don't care about. Your mileage may vary. Friendship Festival Merry-Go-Round, that's a pun with Mare and yeah. Princess Parade and Foes Pack. Okay, yeah. Princess Parade and the Foes Pack will all have all shown up on the Toys R Us website. I saw them, yes. They're all like, I think, $15 to $20 each. And also the Equestria Girls Minis movie collection, that's the 6-pack, has also shown up, and believe me, I'm well aware of that.
Keep an eye on the other on the channel for a review coming up shortly.
Keep on YouTube. This should be coming up shortly.
Once you actually get it done.
Yes, I haven't had time to do so. But yes, I do have the 6-pack. 5 good figures.
Princess Parade. That sounds like
it's
that
just
one old G3 movie episode.
Yeah, but it's 3 princesses.
Oh.
The other princesses with Tempest in the other pack. The Foes pack. Yeah, but the most expensive of those is $40 for the merry-go-round and the Equestria Girls minis. $40, and they're still in stock as far as I checked, so if you want to get them, now's your chance. Anyway, the Pirate Pinkie and Twilight Guardians of Harmony's figures have been listed on the Walmart website.
Yep.
Yes, I believe they've been previously listed on Entertainment Earth, but there's another place. They're not available for order yet, but they're listed, so just keep an eye on that. And the Walmart exclusive Pirate Ponies collection has appeared on Taobao. This is, if we saw it last week, this is the ones with the weird printing on the legs and stuff.
And apparently this one's not Guardians of Harmony?
No,
labeled?
it's brushables.
Yeah, so...
It's Pirate Ponies collection's brushables, and Applejack actually has her hat.
Yay!
Yes, and there's an angry pirate Trilite in the box. Awesome. And yes, it is a Walmart exclusive. Anyway, it's on Taobao. And Big Bad Toy Store, though, has listed the Applejack and Boyle Guardians of Harmony figures, along with some new photos of them. $20 for, I believe, the set.
Not bad.
Big Bad Toy Store, once again, reputable website. They just went through a big old facelift.
Redesign,
facelift, whatever you want to call it. They have them. They're available. Oh, so now they're $40 for the set of 2.
Okay.
I think it's $20 each. Because Applejack comes with a jetpack.
Woo!
Who doesn't want a jetpack Applejack? Apple jetpack. Apple pack. Jet Jack?
Don't try. You're just gonna hurt yourself.
It's fine. And Hallmark is doing personalized MLP books.
Yes.
For children.
Yes.
Basically, yes, children can be ponified and have their own story in Equestria. Yep.
You can get your little OC on the cover.
If you want to do the same thing, just write your own and commission someone. Because I think it's like $60 for the book or something. Let me double check that. $45 for the book.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, especially if it's a personalization thing. But anyway, moving on though. Singing Songbird Serenade is available at Target. And someone recorded the song clips it has.
Yes. So we get little
it's
sneaks.
actually there. It's like apparently just showed up at Comic-Con, now it's out.
Huh.
So there you go.
You get little snippets from
Probably
the
a song from
in the movie. It's almost like the Twilight doll that released years and years ago that had snippets of the extended theme song. And they're like, hey, wait a minute.
This is different.
That wasn't in the song we know, and then later it got officially released.
Yes. And Argos has stock images of the Rarity Deco Party Pony. It's another one of those you decorate it. There you go. Woohoo! And the Storm King and Grubber fan series statues on Amazon, and you were able to pre-order it until some scalper listed it for $90 and screwed that up. Basically, once it's listed as in stock, pre-orders go away.
which is a problem that Amazon needs to fix.
Yeah. Apparently it's supposed to release officially on the 1st, so we'll see what happens on then, because that is this coming Tuesday. So we'll see. It's $30. It's supposed to be $30. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully some of us can actually, order it and not pay $90, because thanks you, jerkface. Entertainment Earth has listed the Tempest Shadow plush for pre-order.
It's a simple little plush.
Yeah, it's their new plush in this style, and there you go. Tempest Shadow.
Tempest. So you can get your Tempest plushie. I think I'll wait if I were ever to
Don't
get
cut
one.
yourself, though.
Oh, the edge.
Pretty much.
I'd probably personally wait till I could commission one from a fan made.
Right.
Just
Anyway,
for quality reasons.
a New Zealand company got the license to make MLP handbags and other things.
And other things.
Like, what do they call them? These little...
it's
little things you attach to your
interesting.
keychain.
It's interesting. The company's name is the company's name is Deadly Ponies.
Yeah, that thing.
And apparently Hasbro went to them because of their name.
Yeah. So pony puffs, key fobs shaped like pony heads, handbags, and accessories. I'm not sure what the accessories are, but there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Build-A-Bear has announced a new lineup of MLP plushies for later this year. They haven't shown anything, but they're coming.
Yep.
Also, they're doing an event, but it's already over by the time you hear this. Whoops. And some promotional Pinkie Pie cups are coming to some theaters. We don't know which ones, but they're being made, and we'll have a high-resolution image in the
show notes,
so you don't have to go hunt it down.
Yep, you can drink out of Pinkie's head, apparently.
Yep. Drink her brains. Well, there are. Yeah, I'm not sure how much they'll cost, but they'll cost apparently the theaters like $2.90 each. Not sure how big they are. Let's see, what is it? They say 22 ounce. 22 ounces of soda. That's small for a theater.
It is small for a theater, but they're recouping a cost.
The AMC just recently cut out. They completely cut their smalls. There's no smalls anymore. It's just regular or large. I'm like, okay.
And a regular is huge.
Yeah, that's the problem. I was kind of small, and now it's like, oh god. Anyway, speaking of movie stuff, popcorn bags are popping up in Germany.
Popping up, ha! I see what you did there.
Yes, that was a spur of the moment thing.
Right.
It was. And the Equestria Girls, A Friendship to Remember book got a cover, because I believe it says Equestria Daily said a description, but I remembered that description already, and it's also super generic anyway. I remember we already got that description, so yeah, the cover though.
Yay, covers.
Yes. And the 10th, currently unnamed, Equestria Girls book has been listed for April of 2018. Yes.
I love how they just list books with no information about them.
That's how it is.
It's like, all right, good to know.
Equestria Girls continues at least through that part of 2018.
Yay.
And iTunes has a preview for Friendship is Magic number 57. And the first half of season 7 will be arriving on Netflix on August 8th.
Yay.
Shortly after those 2 episodes premiere on Discovery Family. So that is the news.
Yep.
We're done with that. Yes, a comic did come out, the movie prequel 2, but we don't have it because the place I bought it from ran into distribution issue, and they don't have it yet. I'm not sure how widespread that is, but we don't have it, so...
Can't review something we do not have.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go buy it again. Although I could cancel the pre-order, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So hopefully next week, though. But moving on, we are going to talk about an old season 1 episode. One called Bridle Gossip. So to quickly summarize, Twilight and Spike wind up going into Ponyville and no one's there. How about that? Anyway, they go in there and it turns out that their friends are all in one shop and they call her in and it turns out everyone in Ponyville's hiding because there's a zebra in town just kind of standing around and everyone's freaked out because they don't know what she is and they don't know what to do, so they just hide. And then, well, Apple Bloom and Twilight think it's nonsense, and then Apple Bloom tries to go off and talk to the zebra, who they know is Sakura, and well, they all go chase after her, and they wind up jumping into a field of poison joke, and they all get little weird things happen to them, and then they have to go hunt down the Sakura because Apple Bloom runs off to go fix it after they can't find anything. So they go hunt her down and Sakura, and they go confront Sakura. It turns out Sakura is not evil at all, and so then Sakura helps them get their, I guess, jokes fixed, and that's that. And they all learn a valuable lesson.
They'll learn a very valuable lesson.
Yes, this is a very early season 1 episode. This is from I believe this is episode 9.
Something like that.
Yeah. This is also the first episode to really feature Apple Bloom. How about that? Twice in a row I'm doing Apple Bloom stuff. This is the first one that predates the Cutie Mark stuff before Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle were in the scene, but yeah. It's a very interesting episode. It's also interesting just because it kind of slightly misread it initially when it came out. Not super horribly misread, but just slightly. Most people are like, oh, it's about racism, and it's actually, no, it's about judging a book by its cover, because that was kind of literally in the episode, was Twilight literally judged a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Which is kind of just in case you didn't get it. Yeah, I mean, which of course does factor into racism and all that.
Yeah, they are connected, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is, as far as this was our introduction to Zecora as well, with Brenda Critchlow voicing her. And her rhyming, which apparently is really difficult for some of the writers to do, which is why she doesn't appear that often.
It's not easy getting it to rhyme and still actually have dialogue.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you have real dialogue and still rhyme, and not really awkward, because you not just have to rhyme, you also have to have a good cadence to it.
Yep, cadence.
So
hashtag make Zecora say orange.
Oh no, or purple.
Or purple.
Door hinge. Wow, he's losing it over that. That wasn't even that funny.
No, that's an old thing. Door hinge. Yeah.
But it was a strange episode because of well, literally we see this main six kind of get goofed on.
Yes.
I mean, we got Twilight's horn was all floppy. Applejack shrunk. Dash couldn't fly very well anymore.
Lost proper motor control.
Rarity was covered in hair.
More hair than normal.
Pinkie couldn't talk, and Fluttershy had the voice of a dude. So, and Apple got unaffected because she didn't walk through that poison joke.
Yep, she didn't walk through the joke. And Spike was unaffected because he wasn't there.
No. He wasn't there. He stayed behind. What's actually kind of interesting to me is it starts off, Twilight doesn't believe them. She thinks they're all being ridiculous. And it's interesting. She actually was the one who actually went out and talked to Zecora. This whole thing would have played out very differently, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But she was so, I guess, intent on lecturing them, she kind of forgot, because she was talking about how a pony needs to be brave enough to go out there and talk to her. And it's like, so why don't you go, Twilight?
She was busy giving a lecture.
Interesting. And she just kind of went, yeah, I'm just going to go out there. That would have completely changed everything.
Yeah, nothing.
There would have been nothing bad would have happened. It's like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
How are you?
The rhyming would have been a little odd, but.
It's like, okay. And that would have been that.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had this episode to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but no, she eventually. That's interesting. Is like eventually, because of, I guess, bad information and pressure from her friends, she wound up believing something that was completely wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. You see this. She starts out saying that it's complete bunk. There's nothing evil going on here, and obviously there wasn't. But the little ancillary things that showed up kept getting misinterpreted. It's one of those, and it's kind of interesting. We see that a lot nowadays too.
Mm-hmm.
You use this ancillary evidence and you misinterpret it, and you can make people believe things that aren't true.
Oh yeah,
it happens a lot.
Yes, a lot. Currently with certain people.
Yes.
Certain people who have too much power. Right.
Yeah, it is interesting to see something like that happen, considering it is something that actually does happen, and something you got to watch out for nowadays.
It's really easy for someone to poorly present information and give you the wrong idea, and it's sometimes, eventually, it's kind of hard to shake that idea once it's been planted in your head.
Yeah.
And we see that all the time with people, because of bad information, they just can't, it just kind of self-perpetuates eventually, because someone new will learn this, and it just kind of keeps going. Because, some people might learn the truth, but other people aren't going to really dig deep enough to find the truth, and, they'll just rely on other accounts.
Yeah, you also get the groupthink going on. When you surround yourself by people who believe the same things, you'll never be presented with, other viewpoints. And if your original viewpoints and all of your group all have this incorrect one, then it's almost never going to change.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's going to force it to change. And it does give a little bit of view on why this happens.
Mm-hmm. And well, this episode was very much about judging a book by its cover and kind of the, I guess, the mob mentality and the kind of the fear of the unknown and different.
Yes, that's a big one.
And that's
fear of difference.
And that's kind of a thing that happens a lot in real life. I mean, like you said, the initial thing was, oh, this is about racism.
And it's
to a degree, it is.
To a degree, it is, yeah. And that's why...
I mean, we see Rarity just kind of...
Rarity in this episode.
Wow. Rarity just kind of...
just completely dismissive of other cultures.
Yeah, just, because she doesn't like it. It's garish. She doesn't like it. Garish. She doesn't like it.
Wow, Rarity. Wow.
She's like, oh, those stripes, those are not a fashion choice. Those what she looks like.
It was not a fashion choice. She was born with that.
Yeah.
Don't criticize people for things that they were born with.
Yeah, that's just rude.
Yeah.
At best.
It's the way they were born. They didn't have any choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's a bad thing either.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of, in a way, this episode's a little, for us talking about it now, is a little timely.
A little timely due to recent events in the political landscape.
Yeah. I mean, certain president decided to tweet out and, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fun day. That was indeed a fun day.
Yeah.
Idiot sides. Yeah. But yeah, that's the kind of thing, the ostracization of a group of people who are different than you simply because you,
don't understand them,
or you don't understand
they're different
it, or
from
you refuse to understand it.
Yeah.
Or some book told you, or some book supposedly told you is bad, even though it doesn't really mention anything about it. But,
yeah. So it is a bit timely, and it's an important lesson to learn that this stuff happens, and you need to kind of look for how it happens so you know how to work.
I mean, it's easy to fall in the trap and not even realize. A lot of people, I mean, it's one of those things, even if you know better, you still kind of slip up sometimes.
Yeah, it is really easy for those kind of things to start spreading around. And yeah, it's something you got to watch for. You see how it happens so you can look for it and try to bring the truth out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, there's a point, or it comes a point where it's like, you can still, I guess, dismiss someone eventually, though, but not because of who they are, but what they believe. And it's kind of a weird thing. It's like, you can't let something, I mean, this is one of those kind of it's a shaky thing. It's like, it's okay to exclude someone from your life if they are a toxic influence on you.
Yeah, if someone's an active detriment to your life, then yeah.
Like an actual toxic influence, as in they believe things believe things like saying you're someone who should not exist.
Yeah.
Or one of your friends should not exist.
Yeah.
That is something that's okay to exclude someone from your life at that point. Or just kind of tell them to shut up.
Yeah, that's another one. You can't just silence all opposing opinions, but there are some things that, when they become that kind of a thing, when they're actively trying to, hurt you or harm you, or their beliefs are harming you or your friends, there's a line that's been crossed there.
Yeah.
But when it's something like, oh no, they dig at the ground, or kind of walk around weirdly, they look different, or they live their life differently than you live your life, that doesn't affect you.
No. Yeah, so that's one of the things. Ideology can change, so that's kind of one of those. It's a different thing than this, where it's like that's not something that can change or change easily.
Yeah, or it doesn't need to change. Like, Zecora comes from a completely different culture.
Yeah.
She's a zebra. She comes from a completely different area. All the
completely
creepy
different
masks
race and everything.
Yeah, those creepy masks aren't actually creepy. Like, one's a sign of hello, one's a sign of welcome. Just because you don't understand a culture doesn't mean it's wrong or evil.
Yeah. Colonialism.
Yeah. You need to understand that there's so much out there in the world that's different. And this isn't something to be scared of. In fact, it's something to look for because it's kind of cool, really, in my opinion, to see all those different opinions.
So, I mean, there has been criticism on the show of Zecora about that she's kind of a token character in a sense. Like, and people aren't entirely wrong.
They're not entirely wrong. I don't think they've crossed the line to being, they've done it wrong and need to stop. But I mean, there is some things I'd like to see a little bit differently. Although with her rhyming scheme, it makes it kind of tough for him. Again, because it's really hard to write for her.
They'd have to eventually just give up and say, yeah, okay, she doesn't rhyme anymore.
Yeah, that will make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah. And of course, I know that's our other thing is a lot of fanfic writers don't bother because it's like, I can't write rhymes with crap. I ain't going to bother.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I would like to see Zecora more often. We don't get a chance to see her.
Yeah, I heard she was supposed to come up in the upcoming episode or something, but I can't remember for sure. But it's kind of a weird thing just because of, well, yeah, it's just, you got one person who was, the kid, well, that's one thing, is the kid is innocent enough to recognize that this is stupid.
Yep, they haven't become basically indoctrinated to it.
Yeah. And it's funny, the adult is the one who's freaking out, and the kid's like, what's the big deal? And you see that all the time. The kids are like, what's the big deal? I don't get it. And the adult's freaking out because they got to protect the kid.
Got to protect the kid from this. And it's like, but what's wrong with this?
And the kid's like, I don't get it.
I don't see anything wrong with this.
Yeah. So that's in and of itself kind of a big, huge thing. I mean, we're just kind of extrapolating from something that's pretty basic of just don't judge others before you know them. And that's the kind of thing is that, like, yeah, you can't really judge others until you know them, but sometimes you can get to know someone very quickly. Like, you can know someone 2 sentences, like, what they're about, and go, okay, yeah, I'm not going to touch them.
Yeah, depending on
or,
what
okay, yeah, they seem like a good person.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they can surprise you later.
Yeah, that later, but then, of course, you got to decide whether or not that thing is things are those differences of opinion are worth are really bad enough. Because sometimes a difference of opinion is no big deal. Like, I mean, there's small things like on the show, who's your favorite character? That's a small thing. I like
Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's a small thing. It's something that's not worth ending a friendship over or anything. But then you got to get to the bigger things, like how do you think certain things should be, or how
if they turn out to be a Nazi.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's fun times. But there's even then there's some bigger things which are still not big enough to like how you think, how you see even stuff like how should we approach certain situations. Like, yeah, there's different ways of doing it, and they're not necessarily wrong or right, but sometimes there is kind of a context. But then there's the big things like this is a big deal. Like, this is right. You believe firmly this is right, this is wrong. If they disagree with you or not, you're gonna have to say, like, I'm sorry, but
yeah, it's like if you have a disagreement over economics.
Yeah.
That's not like friendship ending, or it doesn't have to be friendship ending. But if you have a disagreement over basic human decency and rights, well, that probably can be.
Yeah, in some cases probably should be.
And probably should be.
But yeah, I guess kind of scaling back and going back to a little lighter.
Let's talk more about the show and the episode itself.
This is the episode where we got to see Evil Enchantress.
Yes, this episode was so big on fandom, just memes all over the place.
Flutter
Guy, Appletini, the Rainbow Crash, which I think, was this the first time that term came up?
I believe so.
Because the other term, it was later on when Dash was back up in Cloudsdale and it had a flashback.
The first time we saw that, this was the first time we saw it. And the next time we saw it was the Sonic Rainbow.
Yeah, I think it was Sonic Rainbow afterwards.
Well, yeah, we saw Sonic Rainbow and then called it Cutie Mark Chronicles.
Yeah, so this was the first time we heard the term Rainbow Crash.
Yeah.
And it did start coming back later.
Which is funny. Oh no, Spike just inadvertently just stepped on a landmine.
Yeah, he did.
And it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't a big deal yet.
They hadn't established that yet.
So that'd be interesting. I'm not sure if anyone ever touched that, but
I don't think anyone ever did. Because at the time, no one noticed it. It wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It was just a pun.
Yep. And then, of course, Twilight's floppy horn, which, yes.
Ah, yes. That got, used.
Harry didn't... It kind of wasn't... That was the one that kind of got ignored, if you noticed.
Yeah.
That just...
Harity.
No one really cared about that one.
Harity.
I mean, even Rainbow Crash, beyond the name, wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was mostly Applejack, Twilight, Fluttershy... And, well, Pinkie, no.
Pinkie didn't really get
so just mostly those three, except for Pinkie's song, but...
Yeah. Pinkie's song, but yeah.
That was a...
the faces and all of that, and all of that. I am a big pony.
Yeah, I'm a big pony.
That was from this episode.
Yep.
The whole talking about the Everfree Forest. Animals care for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing. Oh, it was this episode. And it's going back watching some of these season 1 and realizing just how much content we used.
Yeah. Although it was also interesting you were pointing out at the beginning, like, sounds different.
It did. Tara's.
I'm not sure
I
if
don't know if it was like
a
a recording or enunciation
or
difference.
it might have been a bad copy on Netflix.
It could have been a bad because it just sounded different, almost
Sounded
like
lower.
mixing or something like that.
Actually, sounded slightly
different.
lower in pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I was listening to like Pinkie to see if that sounded different, but she didn't really sound different. So it might have been Tara just simply did Twilight's voice differently this time.
It may have been. It's early enough in the series.
Yeah,
They're still getting used to their characters.
I can't remember if they I can't remember if they recorded these out of order or not. They might have. I remember hearing something they recorded some of these episodes out of order for the VA. So
I don't know. I mean, looks like everything's in production order. Season 1 didn't have any
but
production
that
order
doesn't
changes.
necessarily mean anything.
But yeah, recording and production order are different.
It might have been just this was an early episode recording that they just kind of didn't have everything nailed down yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's episode 9.
Yeah. We're at what, episode 150 or something?
Yeah, we're quite a ways in.
So it's kind of a big difference there.
154 is the last one that's officially aired.
Oh, see, there you go. See, I was close.
Yeah.
Still, it's a very large gap because this was back, I think this was still 2010. Might have been early 2011. Very early 2011.
Looks like 10. 12/10, I think. 12.
Oh, okay. There you go. See, very late 2010.
Yeah, 12/10. So 2 months in.
There you go. So that's a.
So yeah,
early
it
episode.
could very easily just be Tara still getting used to the character, maybe a voice this one different. Could be a weird copy on Netflix. I don't know, but it did definitely sound different.
I'd have to listen to a different version because I have plenty
Yeah.
voice to listen to it. But yeah, also this introduced the concept of zombie ponies.
Zombie ponies?
Well, that will not really come back till much
later.
Yep, that's fun times.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was still a really good episode.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it flowed well. And
It's still kind of a season 1 episode, so it's still pretty basic.
It's basic, but it's still
And
a pretty
also,
good episode.
it did literally pretty much hit you over the head with the moral. It's don't judge a book by the cover. See,
Well,
literally,
apparently some people need that.
yeah. It was kind of funny that their initial introduction, actually talking to Zecora and like, oh hey, like Zecora's just like so mad,
So angry.
and then she's fine because like, oh okay. Apple Bloom just kind of like befriended Zecora. I know a lot of people like to run with that, with the Zecora and Apple Bloom becoming friends and all that stuff. And that some people use that Apple Bloom became interested in potions, and then that kind of became a thing later in Twilight time.
Yeah, that did come up later.
So because that was the other thing was like Apple Bloom's good with tools and stuff, but no, she's also good with potions.
Apparently.
So that was the thing. People were wondering if that was going to be her thing, and so Zecora would pop up here and there from here on out, just pop up. See they need her help for whatever reason. She lives in the Everfree Forest, which is kind of I'll be honest, that is kind of an odd choice.
It's an odd choice, but again, we don't know anything about the Zecora lands. It might
Yeah.
just be closest to what
Yeah,
her culture has.
yeah, but it is
Also, apparently, she was ostracized from the rest of the town, so
Yeah.
it's probably a lot easier.
Yeah, well, that is one thing. Is also probably for people to make her potions and stuff. It would be easier just to go out the front door. There it is. I need this and this and this today.
Yeah, so it's probably mostly convenience, probably something she's used to, and also the town wouldn't let her come any closer.
Yeah. Well, they did. Just they didn't do anything.
Good luck getting a house.
Yeah, they let her come into the town, but they wouldn't really do anything with her.
Can't talk to anyone to actually buy a house, so good luck.
Yeah, alas. Also, there was that. Remember that the one thing people kind of point out was like, wait a minute, because I think that was the thing was supposedly Twilight stopped being able to use magic with the whole horn flopping thing. Yet when she first woke up, before she knew the horn was floppy, she picked up her brush with the magic.
Yeah.
Because after that she stopped using magic.
Yeah, but also she didn't really do anything else. It's like she was trying to use magic.
Yeah, so it's a weird
thing. Really
thing.
know if she couldn't.
It'd be weird if all that happened was her horn just got floppy. It's like it looks silly, but it didn't really.
That's
affect
really
her.
all. Same with some of the other ones,
I guess
like
rarely.
Harity.
She looks
I mean, it only affected her because she kept stepping on it.
and well, Fluttershy, I guess to a degree.
Sorta. I mean, the
If you
voice
see-
dropped. She could still do anything else.
Yeah. Although it's interesting with Dash, it's like stop flying.
She probably couldn't walk right.
Stop flying. It's just
Yes,
still.
but you can't tell Dash to stop flying. That's just
Yes, you can. You can't just. Yes, you can. Just like this episode did. You can't just tell me
just
that.
Stand there and that was so great.
Oh, in fact, I'll walk into it. Oh,
I'll walk right in front of you while saying it.
it's just the also. Yeah, this also episode had the close up of Fluttershy's butt.
Oh, yes.
Because everyone watches it for the plot.
Yes.
It begins.
This show in fandom has completely ruined that word. Cannot see that word anywhere else and think of it normally now.
It's funny, the phrase is already being used before this show, and now it's just become, more associated with the show because,
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah, it's just kind of, those were kind of the weird things, like, why doesn't Dash just stop flying? Even if she keeps tripping, it's probably less painful than crashing at 60 miles an hour head first into a tree.
She's going quite that fast. Oh, she did break the tree in half.
Yeah, you got to think.
But she can get up and keep going, so apparently it doesn't really matter to her.
Well, I guess she really is hard-headed. Skull's so thick, there's not much room for brain in there.
Hey, no. No.
That was fun.
No.
It was fun. I think that's more or less what we can talk about.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it was a pretty simple episode. Most of the season ones were. It was a good episode, and I do think it still holds up.
Yeah.
Coming back to it, it still holds up as well. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It was nice. The main six. It's just kind of, again, it's kind of the weird thing of like Twilight just, already knew, and then, but they have to have Twilight learn the lesson, so they kind of had to put her in that weird position of kind of making it so she doesn't just do that, the easy thing. She has to learn a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
That's a weird thing. They couldn't. They weren't ready to quite do that. I was right all along. They weren't quite ready for that yet.
Yeah, weren't quite there.
So yeah, they had to put Twilight, who's like totally right in the beginning, and then make. But then again, it is kind of interesting. Just kind of it is possible for someone to be who is totally right, be convinced of something, and
or at least to
become wrong.
To cast enough doubt onto their belief that they don't immediately jump to something.
Yep.
Even though they were right to begin with.
Yeah. So that's that, I guess, for this episode.
Yep.
I can't think of much.
I can't think of anything else to add on to it.
Anyway, so we talked about it a little bit at the beginning. Teased it, I guess, but we do have an interview, and we actually interviewed StarStorm, co-chair of High Roller Pony Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about it. So let's get right into that. All right, hello everyone. This is an interview, actually, first one in a long time. We were actually interviewing the con chair for High Roller Pony Con, and I'll just let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff, probably known by StarStorm in the fandom. I'm actually the co-chair and CEO of the company putting on High Roller Pony Con out here in Las Vegas.
Ah,
cool.
Yeah, brand new con. You probably saw him popping up recently. So, I guess first off, just kind of get know you a little better. How did you get into this fandom?
Oh my gosh, that was a fun one. Believe it or not, in 11th grade, I think that was about 2010, I went to a program called Boys State, and one of my roommates was at the time a brony. This was back in like Gen 3.5, Season 1, maybe G4, I think. But then he showed it to me, and the typical response, I'm like, what the hell is this? It kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to freshman year in college, this was 2012. Another good friend of mine in the STEM field, he was into it too. I'm like, all right, what's going on? So I watched the first episode. I said, well, dang, I got to watch the second episode. 8 hours later, I finished season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about typical. Once you start, it's just, holy crap. Now I'm way into it.
Yeah, pretty normal.
Yeah, it took me till Applebuck season, but yeah. So, moving on from that, what specifically made you actually get into conventions themselves, like running them and whatnot?
Oh, that's a fun one. My buddy and I were actually out at a bar. We were just chilling, having a couple beers, and somehow the topic of Las Vegas came up because I was already had intentions to move out here, but I was probably going to move in like the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. And LPU comes up, and we're just talking about it. We're upset that it happened, and it made Las Vegas such a bad place, had a bad reputation, and it took me all of 30 seconds to say, I want to run a convention there. My buddy looked at me like I was insane, and he said, you're nuts. It's not going to work. 1 month later,
yeah, there's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah. So, exactly, I guess, tell us more about High Roller Pony Con in general. Like, what exactly is going on with that, and when it is, and all that stuff.
Well, High Roller PonyCon is actually going on at the D Hotel and Casino. It's on Fremont Street from June 1st to June 2nd, 2018. And pretty much the theme of it, we're going to try and run with the Vegas theme. So we're talking, live entertainment, lights, fun, limousines, transport with the High Roller package actually includes airfare and hotel. The next highest package has hotel. We're going to do a lot of sponsor goodies, but the primary revolving theme is just going to be showcasing Vegas, while at the same time putting on a con that's 100% fully funded from the get-go and show, hey, look, Vegas isn't all that bad. We're learning from the past. The stuff that went down, and we're not going to have it happen ever again.
Right. Yeah, that sort of answers one of mine that I was going to ask, like how you plan to actually incorporate the whole it's Vegas, and I guess you really are just going for it. That does bring up a little question of mine, like, are you doing any gambling-based stuff? And if you are, how are you going to handle that? Because dealing with gambling can be a little bit of a hairy deal.
We are not going to do anything gambling-related per se on the actual convention. One, because the sponsoring hotel would lose their license and we could get in a lot of trouble. And two, we do want to keep the idea of a family-friendly con, but at the same time, like, hey, we might have some fun money set up to play blackjack or play some poker, typical table game stuff. But as far as actual gambling, we have an explicit policy to keep that out of the convention space for legal reasons and, just keep it a mildly family-friendly atmosphere.
All right, that's mostly what I figured. Mm-hmm.
So I guess besides the Vegas thing itself, is there anything else that kind of, makes this con stand out from other cons?
We are actually, I'm not sure if any other convention has done this, but we have a package. It's one step above general admission where it actually includes a catered dinner. So we'll have, live musician, or we're planning to have live musicians playing during that. Then we're going to have the gala, which I know a couple cons have done.
Right.
Yeah, it's been getting bigger, the gala thing.
What's really going to distinguish us is the sponsor packages. Like, I've been to several other cons. I'm actually going to BronyCon in the next week or so. Nothing against any of the other cons, but I think we're the first convention to actually have a top tier package include airfare, include private limousine transport, include hotel stay, basically all the really expensive stuff in one bundle, on top of all the typical sponsor goodies, like artwork, plushies, and merch bags, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I know Everfree does at least hotel tier, but I don't think they do any sort of transportation.
Right. Yeah, I've never heard of that. So that's actually is a first, I think.
Yeah, especially if you get to do a limo.
We want to
haven't been in a limo since I was a kid.
Vegas experience. Let just a couple people that really want to spend the money, because we could save them money with our bulk purchasing of pretty much everything.
Right. So all the glitz and glamour.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And you've already kind of touched on this, but the elephant in the room, which was you are the third attempt to have a PonyCon in Vegas. So can you elaborate more about like all the stuff you're trying to do to kind of assuage concerns that people might have about going to this?
Well, first thing, we're operating under a platform of transparency. So like you guys, I'm not afraid to disclose some of the information coming up. I'm not afraid to talk about it. And our whole team, we've handpicked them from the very get-go so that we could find the best team that's committed to, one, staying on top of everything, keeping our funds responsible. And the second most important thing to this convention is a lot of cons either fail or don't come to fruition because of the fact that they don't have the funding. It's kind of one of those sell tickets and once the con's over, pay your bills later. But what's going to distinguish us is we pay bills up front. Like the venue that we purchased the entire 12th floor of the D, and we just wrote them a check then and there. So it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah, I saw you've posted an invoice.
Because we know they are very apprehensive about Vegas because of LPU and what happens to the voice actresses, which is why we're collaborating with the finance department. They get paid upfront, period, end of story.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, that's always been one of my personal curiosities when it comes to conventions, because everyone says it is expensive, but very rarely do we actually get to see the actual numbers. I know you posted the invoice for the con a while back when you actually paid for the venue. Is there any more stuff like that gonna come out?
Yes, for instance, we're going to try and keep, the check numbers, personal information, and the exact numbers private just for privacy reasons. But
Of
if
course.
once we get contracts signed and fulfilled and they send us a receipt like, hey, you've paid the appearance fee, you've set aside XYZ for per DM, we're just going to continue to post pictures of that minus the private information. Just so,
All right.
hey, look, they're paid, they're coming, no big deal.
That should hopefully help a lot of people with the fears of the Unicon curse.
Right.
We're well
Um,
with years,
so-
but we're just doing everything we can to address it up front and not be, behind the scenes about it, because it is
Right.
what it is. We accept it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think people like that just because it makes them more comfortable. So,
I have been
Um,
seeing a lot of positive stuff going
Yeah.
on, especially like when announcing the staff you're producing. That's some pretty well-known staff.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you mind like naming some names for that, or?
Yeah, we've seen some of them, but
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. The most important one that I brought on, he's actually my vice chair, is Charlie Con and Ponyville Cider Fest. He's a tremendous wealth of knowledge. He's been a wonderful help, and I'm definitely glad to have him on the team because, as far as conventions and management and finances, that's my forte. But
Right.
running an actual MLP con, it's completely new to me.
yeah,
Okay, makes sense. Play to your strengths.
yeah. That's the whole point of finding staff.
It's good. So another question. I noticed you guys are actually a 2-day convention rather than like most cons are like a 3-day. Is that a conscious decision, or was that kind of decided by things out of your control?
That was more of a conscious decision because we know it's a first year con. We just want to have 2018 be kind of a proof of concept year, showing that, hey, we can have a convention, it's going to be fine, and we don't want to have to charge too much to cover all 3 days because, as you know, Vegas is very expensive. But once we get over the stigma, once we have a successful first year convention, then the next year we can go all out, 3-day, 50,000 square foot convention. But of course, that's optimistic.
Right.
But
Yeah,
that's our-
it depends
that's-
on how well this one goes.
So I'm trying to think. I don't really have many more questions beyond that. I don't think. It's actually you've given us a lot of good answers that really alleviate even my concerns about this sort of thing because we do see things. I mean, not just Vegas, but a lot of cons in general just kind of have that. There's that risk of you're gonna fail because you're kind of new, or whatever, and
Yeah, especially we are starting to see other conventions. It's like a convention crunch thing. Other conventions are starting to shut down in time. But this one, I think you've done a pretty good job of looking like this one's going to be good.
Yeah, it's not really that difficult to run a convention. That's why we started a year out, because we want to have all of our ducks in a row well before then. We want to have all the packages paid for so that, 2 months or 1 month before the convention, we're just like, oh, okay, we just got to wait. And then ticket sales will roll in after that.
right.
And the next most important part is like just funding it up front. And most people, I know a lot of people ask me that, like, well, what do you mean funding it up front? And for long and the short, I'm a real estate agent. So essentially I'm just paying out of pocket up until ticket sales come in, and then I'll just get reimbursed at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit more risky, but at least it gets the immediate concerning bills paid quickly.
I set aside the funding for it already, so it's not like it's going to vanish suddenly during the year.
It's not like if something goes wrong and all of a sudden you're on the street.
Right.
No.
That's good.
On that.
Oh, did you? I guess if you have anything, is there anything new you want to say on this? I guess interview, because we're going to be releasing about Monday the 31st too. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I know. There's actually been a lot of questions from the community about bumping up our hotel block, and I actually went and negotiated with our the convention space manager. We have so far gotten the okay that Thursday and Sunday will be added to the room block. We also increased the room block by 25 rooms, and consequently, that will have the Royal Flush package and the High Roller package actually include Thursday hotel instead of just Friday and Saturday. Because we know a lot of people want to get out here Thursday, experience the nightlife, and actually have fun in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, and especially for those flying in, it's best to fly in the day before,
So you're not missing anything.
so you can actually be on site on Friday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I guess beyond that, so I guess what are your how do you get in contact with the convention and see all the information you want to see if you want to go?
Oh, you can actually just follow us on our Twitter feed. It's at HRPC Vegas. We post all of our updates and major news on that. Or you can go directly to the website, which is www.highrollerponycon.com. And we are still working very hard on getting the website up and running. So you may see a few signs that say under construction, but we want to make sure that everyone has all the information they could ever want. And we make it as easy of a user interface as we possibly can.
Sweet.
All right. That sounds good. If you guys are interested at all going, you should definitely check this out. Plan for next year. It's June 1st through 2nd, I believe, next year.
Yes.
All right. And so, yeah, you guys go follow their Twitter and check their website out. Thank you to StarStorm for coming on here and telling us about all this stuff.
Yep.
Oh, no problem.
And yeah, we'll go back to our regular podcast.
Yep.
Right. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it informative. Hope you, if you've were on the fence about the con, maybe that helped push you over to go to it.
Yeah. Hope it helped make your decision.
Yeah. It's nice to see them, trying to be as transparent as possible about that sort of thing.
Yep.
But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, that brings us to the end because we have no fan content whatsoever this week.
Yeah, we got nothing.
Yeah, there's no
It
music,
happens.
no fanfic updates. I had one, but then realized this kind of actually was older than I thought it was. So that's going to have to be put on the shelf for later. Maybe another fan content unleashed if we do that again. And
I probably have enough old music that I could go fall back on for another one of those.
But yeah, no fan content. So we're at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy and want to listen to past and future episodes, you can do so via pony411.libsyn.com. Again, it's spelled Libsyn. You can subscribe to the RSS feed there or just listen to them as they come out. Whatever you can do. Download them. Cool, right? There's also iTunes. You can search for us there. Search, Pony411, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. There's also subscriptions on Stitcher.com or the Stitcher iOS or Android apps. Again, search for Pony411, and on Google Play, it's play.google.com/music. And search for Pony411 on there and subscribe and all that stuff as you want to. There's, of course, youtube.com/Pony411. That's where the video version is, although, again, there's no actual video because it's a podcast. It's just an alternate way. You can like, comment, and subscribe there. And you can also see our product reviews. We do toys and whatnot. Hopefully, within a few days of this episode coming out, we'll be able to get the Equestria Girls Minis movie collection out. Because, I was hoping to do it yesterday, but that didn't happen. Other stuff came up. You can also listen to us on Ponyville Live. It's ponyvillelive.com. That's the same as the YouTube version, but you can just check that out if you want, and check out other podcasts and radio stations. And one of those is, of course, Ponyville FM, where we air every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, along with live DJs and whatnot throughout the rest of the day.
And week.
And year. All that stuff.
It's a good station. You should tune in.
Yes. And if you want to contact us and talk about, whatever regarding this episode, High Roller PonyCon, whatever, you can do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Comments and criticisms and questions are all welcome, including also news tips. You have something you're doing and you want to tell the fandom at large about it. Well, cool. Right? Right.
We'll take a look.
Yes, we'll take a look. There's also facebook.com/pony411. You can like us there. Episodes will be listed there as they come out as well. And not much really else to say about it. Just you can like us and check out new episodes. And I think occasionally we'll post pictures from conventions. We should be posting TrotCon pictures within the next week or so, hopefully, if things go right.
Some of them I'm still working. I have a lot of stuff to go through.
We'll be adding. Don't worry about it. It took a while, but there's a lot of pictures to go through, so
And I've been busy.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, you can also check out our Twitter. We're at Pony411. You can, follow us there. See pictures of, mini dolls, including some fun ones with Transformers in there as well, because why not?
Because you're trash. Gotta get your Transformers in there wherever you can.
If I was trash, if it was trash pictures, you'd be seeing a whole bunch of sunlight, which now, thanks, you just told me to do, got me get my...
No, if it's gonna be trash, you need to get a little mini trash bin for a different figure.
Oh yeah, that one needs to go in the trash bin.
Actual garbage.
Yep, because that's what she is. You know who I'm
Hello, garbage.
to.
You mean Ellie?
No, I'm Starlight. Anyway, you can also see our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alca7raz with an underscore at the end and a 7 instead of the T. Again, I've got a new Transformer. Posted a couple pictures of that. I also posted the same pictures.
Cross-posting.
Yep, because I can. And that's it.
Yep. My Twitter's usually fairly quiet.
Barren.
Yeah.
Like a desert.
I'm almost at 1,000 tweets.
Almost. He'll get there eventually. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Tune in next week where we come back for the season 7 return with Discord and Harmony and of course the perfect pair.
Yes.
They're next week.
They're both
We
next
can
week.
finally talk about them.
Yep.
But until then though, please pony responsibly.
See ya.
Goodbye.